this man. So I can't do this anymore. Just
What actually happened to Duncan Granger still 38 years ago? He left a note for family and friends on 29th of November 1980, telling them he was boarding a spaceship, but no one has seen or heard from him since then. Granger Taylor was born in Duncan, BC in 1948. At an early age, he showed an aptitude for mechanics. By late teens, he gained a reputation for being able to fix nearly anything. Tragedy struck Granger's life at an early age when his father drowned in a freak accident. He lived with his mother and a stepfather for the rest of his life. Granger was a mechanical prodigy, often described as a genius when it came to mechanics. Even though he dropped out of school in grade 8, he continues to astonish friends and family with his mechanical aptitude. Granger grew to be a large man, standing 6'3" and weighing around 240 lbs. He was shy, and because of his size and personality, he gained the nickname Gentle Ben. His demeanor often made him the target of bullying. In his early 20s, Granger found an old abandoned steam engine, neglected and rotting a few kilometers from his parents' home. He made his way through dense forest and was able to drag this engine back home. Keep in mind that this engine had been there since the Great Depression, and it had roots and trees growing through it. His home became known as Sleepy Hollow Museum due to the old tractors and engines and such in various states of restoration that were located there. Working on the steam engine for 2 years at his home, Granger was able to restore the steam engine for its former glory, and in 1973 the province of British Columbia purchased it, and it now is on display at the BC Forest Discovery Center in the Duncan, BC. His attention soon focused on aviation. He restored a World War II P-40 Kitty Hawk and displayed it for a few years before eventually selling it to a collector. Soon Granger's interest in aviation evolved into an interest in space and space travel. That interest changes to obsession, and all of his time was devoted to studying space, UFOs and space travel. Often thinking on how alien beings would power their spaceships. Granger built a spaceship in his yard, and it became a focal piece of Sleepy Hollow Museum. Using 2 satellite receiving dishes, he made a living space almost like a treehouse. He outfitted it with a television, couch, and a wood-burning stove. He spent a lot of his time here, sleeping and thinking about how flying saucers might work. Late 1980s, Granger started telling his friend that aliens spoke with him telepathically while he was laying down in his spaceship. He became convinced that these aliens would take him on a journey throughout the stars. On November 29, 1980, a storm hit Duncan, BC hard. Gale force winds knocked out power to the community. On this day, Granger, who was not properly dressed for the storm, left his home driving his blue 1972 Datsun pickup, leaving behind all his possessions including $10,000 and a note that read. Drawn on the back of the note was a map of Waterloo Mountain, which is about 30 kilometers away, but no one could figure out what that meant. The Taylor family and friends kept hope that Granger would return after the 42 months were up, but he did not return. No one saw Granger's Taylor again. The Taylors keep his bedroom untouched for when he returned. On March 1986, forestry workers discovered a blast site on Mount Prevost, which is near the Taylor's home. At the blast site, bone fragments and small pieces of a truck were found, although the truck pieces were identified as being from a pink vehicle, not blue, the RCMP stated. Until further evidence is found, the RCMP is assuming these are Taylors, and the coroner declared that Granger had died in the blast. Granger was known to carry dynamite that he used to blast tree stumps, which was a common way to do it at the time. Granger did use recreational drugs according to one source, often taking acids multiple times a day. He never had a bad experience, but this may have influenced him to believe that aliens were speaking with him. To this day, we don't know 100% if it was Granger's bone fragments in the blast site, or if it was, did he blow himself up by accident or was it suicide? It seems like we won't know unless further testing of the bone fragment is done and that info released to the public. The most likely story is that Granger unfortunately decided to take his life that day in the mountains. But there are also those who have resorted to conspiracies on Taylor's disappearance, online UFO and blog sites, such as Mysterious Universe. Have an abundance of theories. Aliens blew up Taylor's car to make it look like he killed himself. It was a one-way trip and he would never be allowed to return to Earth. The truth is, no one is absolutely sure what happened to Taylor. But if the relativity of space and time actually do exist, maybe Taylor is on his way home, looking for the perfect place to land his spaceship.
Thank you.